Happy Labor Day weekend, everyone. I hope you all have a nice long weekend. One of the reasons why I got this airbrushing kit was so I could do some unique things. Now, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm cheap. I'm cheap on a lot of things, but I'm not cheap on certain things. Like, I spent $2,700, or I think it was more than that, on those control arms. Yeah, it was over $3,000 total. Got QA1 shocks, forged motor. I mean, certain things I don't cheap out on. I did get Urichem paint kit. It's $450. Some people can call that cheap, but I've seen that stuff years later, and it's good stuff. So I ain't cheaping on that. You can call it cheap, but I call it budget. Anyway, I also run a budget C3 Corvette project group. That's literally the name of it. So when I'm buying things, I'm being budget about it. So a Corvette emblem, and obviously my Corvette is definitely not stock at all. It's what they call a rubber bumper. All rubber bumpers, maybe in 50 years, they're going to be so rare to find one that's not modified that they'll be worth more. But right now, you can find a $3,000 rubber bumper as a Corvette project, and for less even. I've seen guys pay $500 for them. Anyway, I don't want to be perfect. I don't want it to be OEM, NCRS judged Corvette. I want it to be cool, mine, one of a kind, and that's what I'm after. So, are we going to buy a $100 emblem? Hell no. We're going to make one. So, one of the few things on the Corvette that is pot metal, well, I wouldn't say few things, one of the things is the gas cap emblem. It has a chrome surround. And so what are we going to do to make one of these? I have 2-part epoxy resin that I could use to pour over whatever I paint. I could paint inside of this and then fill it up with epoxy. Oh, and what am I going to paint in here? Stay tuned. I don't even know. Maybe it's going to be a Rat Fink. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be Zoso, Led Zeppelin. Maybe it's going to be ABBA or a disco green in a script font. I don't know. Whatever's going in here is going to be unique. Going to not clash with my bright green or my green color of the car, and it'll look really, really cool and hopefully I'll be able to remove it and put it back on. But that's secondary. Well, it's not that secondary because I need to paint this, but because I'm doing my door jambs anyway, I will paint this after I sand it and get it, down to 800 grit and all that. I will paint this the actual base the car will get. But because it's metallics, I may end up having to spray it with the car. I mean, when I do the deck too, depending on if it clashes or not. I could just be totally different and do the whole thing in airbrushing. I could use the green base, do not clear it, and then draw I have some like 5 types of pinstriping tape. I could put a shaded black line around here. I could do, something unique about this. I could do a metallic with, I could do something unique in here. Also, but what I'm focused on right now is making this piece. So my thoughts is fill up these 3 holes, totally fill them up with putty or clay maybe. Oil this down with some maybe some Vaseline, and then pour 2-part epoxy in it until it's going to be a hockey puck basically. Then pop out that piece, then do my artwork, then pop it back in, turn it around. Or actually, I don't need to do my artwork before I do this part. Fill up epoxy again on these, coat them with Vaseline, except for, prior to putting that on there. That way the sides don't cure. And then pop them back out. Then I should have 3 pieces of epoxy on the back side that snap down in this thing. And I can create some sort of mechanical, connection to it besides just 2-part tape or just sticking it in there with glue or just doing the whole thing at once. I don't know what I'm going to do, but whatever I'm going to do, it'll be cool and I'll be happy about it.